Rafael, hello. Welcome up to the ladder today. So, the first question is quite an easy one. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. I just finished Spa, where we had some racing. On Sunday was a bit unlucky with the weather. But yeah, now at the factory in Trident, preparing for Hungaroring, and yeah, I'm good.
Yes, now I bet you indeed you were really eager because you were on the front row ready for that start. And Spa Francorchamps, it's such a great track, and you're right there. And as we saw with Oscar Piastri in the F1 race, second place, getting the draft up the Kemmel Straight, perfect opportunity to get the lead. And then, unfortunately, the weather played against you. That must have been so just crushing.
Yeah, I mean, it was not what we wanted, but sometimes it's like this. And yeah, I mean, in the end, we gained 1 point in the championship. We arrived with 27. Now we have 28. So still was a decent weekend. And yeah, now all we can do is focus in Budapest, prepare as much as we can in the best way to make sure we are competitive and going out of Budapest in a good way.
Your first year in Formula 3 has been absolutely fine,
Mhm.
being indeed 28 points ahead in the championship, and not gonna lie, being one of the more consistent drivers within the pecking order, which is high praise indeed. What are the key differences in making that step up from a junior category into indeed the third rung before reaching the top of the ladder? What are the biggest things that you've noticed?
I mean, obviously, with the car is a huge difference, especially with more downforce, more power. So with F3 in the end is for driver is more fun, or because you have more downforce, you go fast in the corners. But to be honest, the approach is very similar. The way you prepare, not much changed. Um, and yeah, also, I mean, I had some time to prepare myself. Last year we did the post-season test in Formula 3, and after I did some private tests with Trident to make sure that I was more the best prepared as possible for the season. No? And then I think once you start the season, of course you every weekend you're learning something, but you're already in a good. I think you need to be already in a good place to if you want to fight for the championship. Um, and yeah, I mean the tracks that I already raced or I was already doing in regional has been I think a bit more uh, in a way easier to know what to do because I have been there already and some tracks were completely new for me. I just tried to do as much as sim as possible to make sure that when I was hitting the track, I was already in a good pace. Because as the F3 is so the weekend is so quick, you need to be already in the pace. Otherwise, if you need to do a big gap or in a big step from FP to quali, it's very difficult. No, like you don't want to go in quali risking a lot. You want to arrive in quali where you already you already know what to do.
I've had the pleasure of going to a Formula One race weekend, and the Formula 3 cars, I will say, are just about the loudest, most raw cars within that weekend. Two cars and F1 cars, they sound great. The Formula 3 cars, my goodness, are your ears okay?
Yeah, I mean we use some earplugs to avoid the sound because otherwise it's too loud, you know. But yeah, I mean, even for me, when I step up from regional and F4, I thought it was louder, but the F3 is quite loud. It's a nice song, nice sound.
In terms of that lap around a Formula 3 car, how would you describe to me, as best you can, the perfect lap for you? Don't worry about numbers or anything like that. Just about like feel. Just how you feel in the car when you know that's like, yes, that's the great lap.
You know what you need to do. You don't think much, so you're kind in a flow, let's say, because you're very close to the limit, but you don't feel the fear to do a mistake, and everything comes very easy. Uh, I mean, not easy, but it feels like you can close a lap very well. Like you, because sometimes no, you start a good lap, you know you're doing a good job, and then maybe you're scared to do a mistake, but I think when I'm good with myself and in a good state, it's kind of you just go and do it without thinking much.
Okay, so that's really cool. So you just kind of do. You just allow yourself to go with the car. I thought that's really cool. And speaking of a lap per se, which of the corners of any track, doesn't have to be Formula 3, it could be any circuit you've ever been on. Yeah, your favorite that lives in your head rent free.
I would say Puon in Spa is very nice.
Oh,
I mean, the last corner in Barcelona is very nice with the Formula 3. And you need to make sure you're doing properly the job, otherwise you're going to lose the car and have a big crash. So I think this corner that is in high speed, that puts more that you feel like you're very on the limit is the one that I like more.
okay. Well, that's a good answer. Thank you. Now, we'll get to some more standard conventional racing questions in a bit, but I want to understand more about yourself, Rafa. And as you can tell, I'm up a ladder, much like very much in a basement. This is the place where hobbies usually reside. What are the kind of things that you like to do in your spare time?
I like quite a lot to play video games, like FPS, so Warzone, Counter-Strike, these kind of games. Sim I use sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of simulators, but I enjoy to drive. Um, and then yeah, and then when I have some free time as well, I go with my family around the city. So at the moment I live in Milan. So then when we can, we go to the center, do something. And then when I go back to Brazil, and then I just stay with my family, friends, and don't really think about racing, just reset and be a bit outside of this world, no? Because sometimes you get a bit tired and you just want to relax.
And that actually leads on to my next question perfectly. I was going to ask about gaming, and you went into there quite nicely. Do you prefer like console gaming or mobile games?
Mobile, I'm not very big fan. Just when I have nothing to do, and then I just use some games to pass quickly the time. But I like much more console.
Speaking of racing briefly, but it's more to do with just general. Like, do you have a particular favorite snack that you go to that is something, or even just a favorite food that you either have during a race weekend or when you are indeed not thinking about racing?
I mean, during the race weekend, I have nothing particular, just normal foods. And then when I'm home, maybe some stuff that not very healthy. But this is more when I'm in Brazil. So the name is cartola. That is fruit like banana with butter cheese on top, sugar, and cinnamon. It's like this: the banana, the cheese on top, and then the sugar and the cinnamon. Every friend that went to my house really liked it when they try it.
Who would you say is the person that's been helpful, the most important in helping you get established?
I mean, I think were my parents, no? My mom and my dad both were for sure the one that is why I'm here today, no? Because my dad was both of them gave me the chance to try it, gave me all the support to keep going. And yeah, for sure is both of them.
Oh, no, well, that's a very good answer because we're all our parents are here, in some way to be able to support into capacity, and that's really great that you had that strong familial tie. So that's great. Now, okay, we gotta bring this back to the current situation in the world champion. Fortunately for you, it's a good one.
Yeah.
What's been, would you say, a little win that you've had in the car or within the season that not many people are aware of, as in something within your circle where you feel like, yes, that's a good win, as in something that's been very important for you to discover in 2025?
For sure, I think Melbourne. was a good win. No? I think to start the season already in a good shape. It in a way as well was a relief now, because with the new car was a big question mark how we were going to start the season now, because obviously Trident was one of the best teams before, but with the new car everything can happen. So easily that you can be the best, you could be the worst, or you can, or we could start how we started, no? So I think that was a very nice one. Uh, and then also, I think in Barcelona was an important one for the championship, where things were getting a bit more close. Um, and it was, I think, a very good weekend as well, how we started and how we finished. And especially as well on Saturday, that was a in a way a mistake on my side. I mean, it was a tricky one because it was the one where I crashed in the car in front at the start. Um, so then I really wanted to. It was something that for myself as well to come back and be strong. Like go on Sunday without thinking about anything, just focus on the moment. I think was an important one for myself.
Yeah, it's been a really solid season and something that has been really commendable in your first year in Formula 3. But I've I've got to touch upon Monaco briefly. That was such an unfortunate situation. I mean, nothing you really could have done, and it's just one of those things that, yeah, you're just casually going through the swimming pool area, and then suddenly, oh, okay, bye wheel, and then that must have been destroying because you were on for a couple of points.
Yeah, it was we were getting some points there. Monaco is kind of the weekend that I mean Monaco is a very nice track to drive, no? Because also it was my first time there and drive close to the walls. It was a good feeling. Unfortunately, it was not the best weekend, but I really enjoyed to be there. And I feel like yeah, Monaco is the weekend where things is not much in your control. Uh, like for us in quali, um, before the red flag. When was the red flag? Basically, when was a crash. I was improving a lot sector one, and then after the red flag as well was a good lap, and then sector three I got traffic. So in the end, it was a weekend that could be much better. But and also was the problem with the wheel, no? So uh, well, I think it was the only weekend that we were just not not there, no? And then also in the races you cannot move much, you cannot do any overtake. So yeah, it was not the best week.
Of course, but I mean, as you mentioned with Barcelona, the following race, boom, you get another feature race win. That's a good way to rebound.
Yeah, I think was the like you said, no, the season has been very consistent. We've always been there. Like um, I mean, apart from Monaco, only Red Bull Ring, I was out of the I think the top three in qualifying basically. And these for sure give us some confidence that uh, all the tracks we were being in a good way, in a good shape. Um, yeah, I think only the only things that we were not the best was in the sprint races, but that in the beginning of the year was a bit unlucky in some, because this year they sometimes they change the clutch system from one day to the other, and then with the team to make sure that like sometimes the clutch map basically is, even if it was the same, is different. So something that in the beginning we were a bit unlucky, and then after when we fix it, some races like Imola, is it was just tough to overtake, as when everyone is in the DRS train, and like in the corners like sector 2 and sector 3 you cannot do much, and then when is everyone in the DRS zone as well in the straights you don't catch, no? So I just stay stuck behind, And then but now in, I think, Silverstone, Spa, it was both very good races. So um, we always got the speed, we always there, and this, I think, something very important to win a championship now, because we show that we're very consistent, and this is what you need to be in to fight for a championship now. And now we are closing to these two last rounds, and I will try to keep doing the same job.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, you do have one hand on the F3 title,
No, no,
and it's
that's-
mirroring in. It's one hand. It's one hand. It's like it's close. There are challenges, of course, but the consistency is king here, and it was very important for your fellow countryman Gabriel Bortoleto as he was making his own ascent. And I feel like there's a real excitement, a buzz in Brazil at the moment, because you get champions like Emerson Fittipaldi saying that Formula One needs more drivers up where at the top of Formula One. And I agree. It feels like it's been missing a Brazilian presence in Formula One. It feels right in a way. And with the news that Globo is getting the broadcasting rights back for F1, F2, and F3, it means there'll be a much more mainstream presence. And you'll be right part of that, because it's certainly, at the very least, you are here to stay within the junior ranks. There's more to your story. Do you feel like there is a real excitement in your native Brazil about single-seater racing again?
Yeah, of course. I think everyone in Brazil is very excited to have Gabriel in Formula One. I think even for myself, it's good to see him there, because we 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 were competing in karting together in Brazil. Sometimes here in Europe as well in karting. And then once he started single seater, he always, well, I think, yeah, so 1 year, yeah, always, I think, two categories in front, because I started as well a bit later. Um, and then, yeah, I think to see him there also for myself is something that gives me the motivation. I think to be, and then also would be nice to be with him, fighting in Formula One. This would be the the dream, you know. But I think I'm someone that, I really focus on the moment. Uh, just try to do my best at the moment. And after we see where I'm going to end up. Because sometimes I think if you start to think much about the future and then you don't focus much in the present, you start to get a bit lost. So first I will try to to finish well my F3 season. Of course, I will go to Formula 2 next year, and then who knows what will be next.
A racing academy, as you're part of the Scuderia Ferrari Driver Academy. And they are quite commonplace these days. And I recall back to when they announced your good self as part of their academy in 2021. They rated your natural speed at the wheel and that you're a quick learner. And it's very clear that you are thriving within that organization, because, well, look where you are right now, not that far away from reaching the top step and absolutely smashing it in Formula 3. So how have you settled in now you're entering this new phase with the Scuderia?
I mean, to be honest, for me, I felt it has been always the same job. Like the things that we always speak, how we prepare for the championships. And they helped me a lot to grow up as a driver, as a person. And I mean, it's always nice to be always closing up to the goal that is Formula One. Um, and yeah, I think on my side, I would just, like I said, work hard to make sure that I will do everything that I can to achieve what I want. Um, and then I will see where I'm going to be next, the next steps. But for sure, working with them, I mean, already to be joined the academy, with Ferrari, I think it's something that when I started, I never thought about that, to be in the Ferrari Driver Academy. And I think once I joined, I just try to maximize everything that I have available, and grow up as a person, as a driver.
And also, it's been really great just seeing you come on from Formula Regional, winning that, coming into Formula 3, getting toward winning that. Let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. But one part of all of that is that you need some heroes in the background to help get you to where you are, where you can win those 3 feature races. So tell me about one of those quiet heroes, the ones in the background, the ones that we don't see on the cameras, that within the Trident organization that really deserves a little bit more credit.
Yeah, I mean, someone that all the time with me now is the engineer, my engineer, Andrea. And for sure with him, we pass a lot of time thinking all the time what we can improve, no? Because I mean, even if we start in a good way, the other teams, we know everyone is improving, everyone is working very hard, so we need to keep up the walking we have been doing, and never relax, because championship is long. You always need to make sure that looking the details where you can improve. And him, someone that I've been passing. We had a very good time this year, and also the end of last year, no? So it was a very nice, and I mean, now we're at the end of the championship, but it was a very nice year with him. He's a very nice person, um, that I've been working with. I will for sure miss him next year, but yeah, it was very nice. Whatever happened, these 2 last rounds, it was a pleasure for me to be working with him. And yeah, all the team, Giacomo, that is my team manager, all the team, all the 3 engineers, they are very like a family. So it was a very nice environment. And also in Ferrari, I have some people that helped me to as well to prepare the weekend, doing some sim. Um, and yeah, this is, I think, the people that is uh, behind the scenes, that they basically my engineer. I think everyone sees that he's in the pit wall. Also Giacomo, and then the Ferrari guys. I think sometimes you see them on TV, but um, yeah, these are the people that is with me in this. I would say in the bubble.
This is something I always say on
Yeah.
my content, that it's that relationship you have with your engineer, the driver and the engineer. It goes way deeper than you might think. It's not just the radio. You gotta think about all your plans. You gotta be just clicking instantly, or else you're gonna have a rough time, because we've seen drivers who have their engineers change without a moment's notice and they struggle, and it's finding their feet. And as we indeed head toward the end of the season, what part would you say is the thing that you've enjoyed the most, and what would you say are the things that you've taken away from this 2025 campaign that still need that little bit more work?
Um, I really enjoy the weekends. Every weekend to be with the Formula One now is quite is a big change from F4 and regional, where the track now is completely full all the time. And also I quite like the formats of the weekends, that it doesn't give you a lot of track time, so you need to make sure you are prepared, and you need to make sure you are right straight away on pace. Like, you don't have much time to understand what is going on. You need to be there straight away. So this, I think, is something that I really enjoyed. Again, the formats in the weekend,
Mm.
especially the sprint race, where I was not very used to. Actually, next year I will be in a different category, but the management with the tires is something that And I think even because it was a new um, new tires compared to last year, new car. So even for that, even if you have the experience of the last year, the datas, it's difficult to judge how exactly will be the race, no? Even for the team, I mean, you have an idea, but you don't exactly know how it will be. So for sure, this with the tires, understanding how it works, how you need what you need to do when you have a problem, which way you need to take to minimize the problem, because it's not all the time that your car will be perfect. And for sure, this is something that will help me a lot next year.
Yes, of course. Tire management with the Pirelli compound especially is something that we've noticed in multiple categories to be something which can be really critical. If you can get the management down right, you can easily extend, or at least being able to find the right times to push. So indeed, tire management is absolutely critical. Now, a little bit more of a light-hearted question to end the interview. It's become quite clear that one of your signature styles is indeed your glasses. Do you, if you possibly could, would you prefer to race with your glasses on? Because I recall some Formula One drivers who required spectacles having them. Or are you happy with contact lenses? Because I for sure cannot stand contact lenses. So you're a braver man than I am.
No, I mean, I started to use the contact lens when I was what, 11, 12. So I got used to. Um, for sure, sometimes it's not the best because, especially in karting, where at least I felt in karting was even more wind coming in the helmet. Um, exactly. So and then sometimes it was drying because you don't blink much during the when you're driving. So then sometimes it was getting completely dry and then I needed to blink. So uh, in karting was worse. In and then now in the single seater, it always have been fine. And actually, in the beginning, I was always going from the hotel with the contact lens. Um, but and then because I'm just, let's say, wasting time with the contact lens, I'm not driving. And for me, I was feeling that I was getting drier, so I was getting worse already. So basically, when I was going in the car, I was already was not the best. So this is why now I put just before the session. So I live in the truck, and then I just put some, like, before I'm doing the warm up, before I start the warm up, I put the contact lens. So to make sure that I put the latest, so then is still in a very good, is like very wet, just not dry basically. But for sure, I did one qualifying in Formula Regional with the classes because I had a misjudgment with, I mean, I had a problem with my contact lens, and then it was not a very nice experience. So for sure, I will keep the contact lens.
That's absolutely fair, and all the power to you for handling contact lenses, something I could never do. As well as drive a Formula 3 car, that goes without saying. But anyway, thank you so much, Rafa, for joining us. It's been really, really great to have you, and best of luck for your Hungarian Grand Prix campaign and the rest of the season.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to do the interview, and I hope we can see each other again.
Absolutely.